little windy from those kettlebell swings. All right, so we found this working refrigerator freezer on Craigslist for free. Old lady had it in her kitchen and it works fine. So we went and picked it up, plugged it in. It's got a temperature in here. It's like, can't even tell, 10 degrees. But we've got these little ice packs in here. They're frozen solid. So it's cooling just fine. So it's just a little dirty.
Currently unplugged. The light does work.
Yeah, so we left it plugged in overnight. It's been plugged in for 12 hours and it froze the ice. So we're happy with it. We're gonna store drinks in here. We're gonna store some meat up in the top. Just gonna be overflow garage refrigerator. So first, it looks a little crappy. So on the inside, we're just gonna spray it out with bleach and rinse it out with a water hose in the backyard. But we also just wanna make it look a little nicer. We're gonna take these handles off. A little dirty, it has some rust spots, but it cools just fine. We're gonna clean these up. We're not sure. We're thinking about masking these handles off and just painting the wood and leaving the chrome. And we're gonna paint this whole refrigerator just rattle can black.
Can we paint it black?
Yeah. They sell spray paint specifically for refrigerators. So we're gonna get a can of just black. Either gonna leave this, because the little wooden chrome handle cleaned up might look just fine on black. We're gonna spray paint the refrigerator first and then we'll decide. But basically we're gonna roll this into the backyard, just clean the outside and get a piece of sandpaper, just kind of rough it up a little bit. Make sure there's no oils or anything to keep the spray paint from sticking on. Then on the inside, we're just gonna spray it out with some bleach, scrub it down a bit. There's no broken shelves. It's not in that bad a condition, it's just used. On the outside, it'll just look black and it'll be an extra garage refrigerator. But I'm kind of worried that if we get spray paint on this, when you close the door and they squish, the paint will crack. So we're just gonna mask this off. It's like a brown color. It's not gonna stand out too much. This is just held on with some adhesive. So we're gonna clean that off. It might go back on because it's black. We just put some double-sided tape. We'll decide once we're done if we're gonna put that back on or not. But right now we're gonna roll it in the backyard, bleach the inside, wash the outside. We're gonna sand the outside first, then wash it. We'll just rinse it with a water hose and wipe it down, see how it turns out. This little notch goes there.
Okay.
It just drops down there.
That's what I was trying to figure out, but I was like, I don't get it.
And then these.
Just slide.
Yeah. So when I took it apart, I just lifted it all out.
Oh, okay. Baller.
Right. Did we take a picture of the inside?
We didn't take a picture, we got video of it.
Over the shelf, the drawer,
Daddy?
if you agree with me.
Daddy, come over here.
Yes.
Daddy,
Yes,
come
put-
over here.
I was already gonna do it.
Okay.
Now I'm not.
Come over here.
I said if you agree.
Now I'm gonna put it over this side.
No, because the drawer is like.
No, put it over here now because you just couldn't stop talking.
Daddy, come over here. Over here, the cold food. Over here, then.
What are you talking about? That is perfectly separated. Now it's uneven.
All right, so 2 liters can go there, then all the other shelves can fit.
Daddy,
Cool, we'll just leave it open to dry out.
There's the cold food.
All right, so the inside's clean. Now we're gonna rough up the outside. So I just got this piece of sandpaper. What is this? There's a 3, so maybe 300. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But you know, it's a rough grit sandpaper, and I'm just gonna take it. And there's some rusty spots. Gonna try to knock that down, and then the smooth spots. I'm trying to rough that up. That got really hot really fast.
Probably should have done this and then cleaned it. Now there's dust everywhere. Yeah, maybe just close the door.
Once we do this, we are going to spray it off with a water hose and clean it with soap and water before we paint it. So, like this, that's enough. You don't have to get crazy. This, I'm going to...
Just try to get the brown away.
So one more thing. This is an old refrigerator. I'm not sure if they use lead-based paint on refrigerators, but there could be any number of chemicals in this paint that is now banned. So make sure you're doing it outside. And I should be wearing a mask. I just thought of it, so I'm actually gonna put on a mask now. Even gloves wouldn't be a bad idea. And if it's a new refrigerator, it's just not good to inhale
Paint in general.
Rust, particulate, paint particulate.
And we don't know what her house was like either. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wash my hands off, put on a mask. I was just going through my paint stash and I found all this. I found some of this Rust-Oleum satin black, which we want to do it in a black. And then I have a flat enamel, a clear enamel, and a black gloss enamel. So we're gonna do a combination of one of these. I'm thinking we're gonna use this as the base, and then we're just gonna put a coat of either the clear or flat on top of it. And we'll decide based on once we spray the flat on and let that dry. If we like the flat look, we'll stick with that. If we don't like the flat look, then we'll put the clear enamel on it to give it a gloss finish, but I think we're gonna stick with flat. So that's the combination we're gonna go with. We're gonna mask it off now. Get ready to spray.
So the masking tape, so the tape isn't sticking to the rubber.
That's fine.
So I'm putting it very gently on the edge.
We don't want that.
Okay, well, what do you want to do? Like it's not sticking to it at all. It needs to be stickier. Just kidding. But we have black that we can just like touch up real quick, like with a little paintbrush if it's a big issue, right? I mean, yes, we have paint, but would it be okay to do that?
No. You don't want to make paint pipes. We were going to mask this off so that the paint on it wouldn't crack potentially, but nothing will stick to it. And so then we're having to put the tape on this white, and that white's going to stand out really bad. What we're going to do instead is just paint this. The paint on this starts cracking. You can buy replacement because this just sticks here. We'll just peel it off, get some replacement.
Some of it's already.
We're going to spray it, and if that becomes an issue down the road, so far we're in this $0. So buying some refrigerator gasket for $15, $20, whatever that may cost, will be worth it in the long run. While cleaning this up, this compressor looks brand new. So I think they recently had this part replaced because it chills ice cold too. So it's in really good shape for how old it is. Take this out of the way, and I'm going to put some tape on these prongs so we don't get any paint on it. And we're just going to go ahead and put the first coat on and see how it goes. Nope.
Okay.
So I got a little bit of overspray, which is what I was worried about. So I just put some rubbing alcohol on a paper towel. Just keep the inside nice and white. Clean that edge up a little bit.
Would acetone work too, or just?
Acetone is a little aggressive, so it would probably pull off all this coating too. So that's a little more mild. So we've got a base coat on everything and we ran out. So it's go buy another spray can. But this is the top coat and it's got a base of black. So I'm gonna make sure the face looks great. That's got enough base layer that I can fill it in with this. And then I'm gonna do that side. And then if I have enough, I'll finish the top. But if I don't, the top's gonna look like it does. That's all the black. Now, for the coup de grace.
Coup de grace.
Tim McGraw. I had 2 base coats cans and 1 top coat can. And I had it, luckily the top coat can was black to fill in some of the spots. Not the optimal way. I should have had 3 cans of the same for the whole refrigerator. So if you're gonna paint one, you're gonna need 3 cans of spray paint, most likely. So I found out you can just take these little nozzles off here and take one of these. If you hold the trigger forward, it will make that straight, and you just line that up and it'll pop on. It does take a little force. Don't want to spray you, but it's worth it. And when you pull the trigger, it does take a little more force. That one felt pretty good, but these heads give you a better spray. So I just stuck these on a different can, and then we use this, put the final clear on the top, give us a nice even gloss finish. So that's it. We're gonna let that dry for an hour. It might look a little splotchy, but that's because there's some wet spots and dry spots. Once this all dries, should have a nice even coat. And if it's not perfectly even, we might get another can and go over it. But for a free refrigerator with spray paint we had in the garage, it's gonna be just fine for a beer refrigerator. We got it at 9:30 yesterday morning. It's 12:45, so.